We're here each and every day to discuss new ideas, new thoughts. And today is a very interesting day. Yesterday was something I'd never seen happen in the United States, that happened in Washington, D.C. And as I observed the response from people this morning, I truly saw how people are so thoroughly divided and caught up in the condition. And the greater and greater that we divide ourselves, the more we will continue this. And so one of my favorite affirmations is what I put in the description. And that is, I look through and release the illusion, and I accept and I live in the truth. So I ask you to consider, what does that mean? What does that mean? I look through and release the illusion. What is the illusion? It's anything that the mind thinks. In our human form, our ego takes over, and our ego creates this illusion, creates the illusion of separation. It creates the illusion of us versus them. And the ego in the world that we live in is so prominent that the illusion it's very, very real to everyone. But I believe that this is a time for us to wake up. I think that 2021 is going to be a year that I'm going to say it's time to reinvent ourselves individually, which would mean collectively. I mean, it's a time to be resilient. I think we're going to see more contrast than we've ever seen before. I think we're going to see more need for change than ever before. I think that with what we see happening in our political structure, in our business structure, in our health structure, I think we're seeing that things that we didn't believe were there are now coming into the light, and they're coming into the light to be healed. Healed means to see the truth and to respond to it in a different way. Here's the thing that I really understand, and I don't know if you agree with me or not, but this is what I understand. We're not going to go back to the way it was. I think if you're sitting there hoping it's going to go back, that in 6 months we're going to go back to the way it was, I don't see that happening. I see that the world has pivoted. It's gone in a completely different direction. And we now have to reinvent how we see ourselves in the world. And we get that power. We have the power to reinvent. No matter who we are, where we are, we have the power to reinvent ourselves. The question is, are we going to embrace that power, or are we going to stay stuck in the illusion? I don't know. That's up to each individual. And I'm going to say this, no one's right and no one's wrong. Because in the grand scheme of things, from the infinite perspective, from the observer perspective, there is no right or wrong. Because there's no contrast. It's only contrast in the ego. It's only contrast in the human form. Now, I know I'm getting way out there, and that's okay. If you're ready to hear this message, then you'll understand what I'm saying. If not, I'm hoping to give you some questions to ask yourself. I'm hoping that you start asking better, deeper questions about who you are, how you desire to show up in the world, what type of experience do you want to create in your life, and then having asked those questions, here's what's most important. Start taking action in the direction that you're talking about. I think that's critical. That people come to me and they say, well, Reverend Lee, I know this. Here's the thing. If you know it, then you're taking action. If you don't know it, you won't take action. Do you get that? Action tells us what you truly believe. So if you're on my Facebook page, that's great. If you're not on my Facebook page, I'd invite you from YouTube to go there, because I posted a prayer that Ernest Holmes did years ago about how to pray for the country and the leadership of the country. I invite you to take that prayer. I invite you to start saying that prayer and start getting out of the illusion. Stop taking sides. Pray that the leaders of this country are guided by the infinite wisdom that is readily apparent to them, and that they are taking all of the interest of every citizen in this country into effect, and they are being influenced by the divine mind that is God, and by the divine mind of God, they are given the solutions that they've never seen before, and that they act on them. If we collectively can come together and pray about that, to set that intention within infinite mind, within the thing itself. And you say, what did you just say, Lee? You said the thing itself. That's what we refer to God as, the thing itself. It is not a being in the sky. It's not a Santa Claus. It's not a benevolent human that's got deity powers. No, it's an infinite intelligence. That infinite intelligence knows how to do everything. That's why Ernest Holmes, when he wrote The Science of Mind, called it the thing itself. He was trying to get people so they would let go of whatever attachments they had to this idea of God, because everyone's got a different idea of God. Because we've all been conditioned. We have been domesticated to believe certain things. And that domestication is really in the light right now. Where are you in the domestication process? Because we've all been domesticated. Now, this is what I gather. This is the time to think for ourselves. This is the time to claim the wisdom that is within us. And don't let anyone influence you. Don't let me influence you. I don't want you to believe what I believe. I want you to question everything. I want you to come up with what is right for you. What is the uniqueness about you that is desiring to express? That's a great question. That's self-empowerment. The question is, are you going to stay in the illusion, or are you going to step out? And the only way you can step out is to start asking new and deeper and broader and unlimited questions about what are the possibilities that could be experienced right here and now. I never know what I'm going to say, and today was one of those days, but apparently whatever it is, that divine wisdom that is within me decided to speak this. So I'm going to ask you a big favor today. I think there are a lot of people who need this message. And if you've heard this message, share it. All you got to do is hit that share button on Facebook. There's 3 Facebook channels being podcast to right now. There's a YouTube channel. Share the YouTube video with other people. Let them hear this and let them discern for themselves whether they're ready to hear it or not. That's the thing. We've got to let go of the idea that everyone will believe what we believe. Everyone will hear what we hear. That's an impossibility. The key thing is take responsibility for your own mind, your own life, your own light. Accept yourself as you are, because that's true love, and then become the greater you. So if no one says this to you today, I will. You go create a great day, because the wisdom that you seek is within you. I see it, I know it, and I love you just the way you are. Have a great day, everybody. Aloha.